What's up, everybody? Let's talk about this Cowboys Eagles game, man. I really think it was there for the taking for the Cowboys. You know, Eagles they're a great team. They coming off a Super Bowl, so we knew it's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna just give you no game. You don't win a Super Bowl by just giving games away. You know what I'm saying? They weren't gonna give it to you, but they gonna always give you an opportunity to take it, and you just gotta capitalize. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just gonna be turning the ball over and just doing uncharacteristic things, but they still beatable. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we had a good chance to beat them. You know, I think we had a great chance to beat them. Like I said before the game, like I thought both teams are comparable. You know what I'm saying? You know, when healthy, they both got the same type of team, but one team gonna make winning plays, they winning time, and one team is not. You know what I'm saying? So the first half, both offenses played great, and they both were just up and down the field, and neither defense could stop anything. You know, so Dak came out throwing the ball good. CD was doing his thing. Jordan Pickens was doing his thing. He was running the ball pretty good, way better than I expected. You know. First, let's backtrack to the beginning of the game. Jalen Carter getting kicked out for spitting on Dak. Like, Jalen Carter got to be the stupidest person, that I ever seen on the field. Like, he got to grow up. Even from his Georgia day, he was in all this stuff. And you see why. Like, I don't care what's going on. You got to be a leader for your team, for your defense. But you don't even get to play a snap. You know, you have no. I don't care all the reports, but Dak spitting on spitting on the ground and spitting near 5 yards away. It don't matter. It don't matter. If you watch Dak Prescott, anytime the camera's on him, he always spitting on the ground. Always. Like, at least 100 times a game. So that's not an excuse. First of all, Dak is spitting, and Dak got two players in between him, looking towards him, and Dak is looking at Jalen Carter's way, and Jalen Carter is looking at Dak. So, like, he not spitting at you, he not spitting on you, he's spitting on the ground. Like, you have no business spitting. You know what I'm saying? And everybody like, Dak, you know, you gotta do something. Like, what Dak gonna do? Fighting, and then get kicked out of the game for what? Like, you know, you just gotta let the game talk. So it was pretty eventful start of a game, but the game going, like I was saying earlier, the game going on, and you know, Dallas offense playing well, you know. And then my thought is, the first team that make a mistake that's who the team is gonna be losing. It's gonna lose the game, and we was, you know. The offense, I think Williams. We got Williams. We need to bring Jadon Blue up. Miles Sanders, he had a good run, but if that's Jadon Blue, that's a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That Williams is probably a touchdown. At least Wade, you know, he attack him at the goal line. You can't let Bonds just come chase you down from behind. You know what I'm saying? And he gave you 10 yards by trying to knock the ball. Like, you just running straight line. You already know you're not that fast. You got to cut across the field, cut back. Like, you got to do things like to slow the defender down. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he don't know which way you going. He just chasing you. So he gonna have to slow down a little bit just to get his foot and all that. You just running straight and just, you know, he ain't. You know, when he's with Philadelphia, he had a lot of speed and all that, but he ain't got that no more, clearly. But the next play we get, George Pickens on the whole, I think it was on the 4 or 5 yard line, 6 yard line, inside the 10, and George Pickens get a hold in. That was crucial because George Pickens, it's time for him. The same thing about Jacob, like the Georgia boys, man. Y'all got to grow up, bro. You have no business getting a 15-yard penalty right there. You just killing the offense. It's no reason, it's no reason for you to grab him and choke slam and none of that. You know what I'm saying? like it's like he just faced the urge of like doing some dumb stuff. Like he had, when he thought old boy passing Quinion Mitchell passing free, he grabbed his leg as he getting up like it's like he just always fighting the urge, fighting that demon on his shoulder, like to not do no dumb shit stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that pushes back. CD drop a third down. That stalled the drive down. Kick a field goal. It's 17-14. Eagles get the ball back, go down field and score. You know, I feel like we'd have scored a touchdown there. When we should have had a touchdown. It's first and goal from the 5, from inside the 10-yard line. We gonna score there. But then you push it 15-yard back with a penalty. Now it's first and goal from the 25. Like you know, it's hard to do that. Even though the pass that Jake Ferguson got hit, he dropped the ball before he even got hit. The ball was right in his bread back. Of Dak throwing dimes all night. You know what I'm saying? His ball right in the bread back. He dropped it and then got a couple steps later. Then he got hit. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't drop it from the hit. He just dropped it because he dropped it. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have his best night blocking. You know, our tight ends, they don't really block as well as they should, but he tried to pass to kick a field goal. Philadelphia go down and score. And we get a field goal at the end of the half. You know, and then the second half, I mean the first when he got hit, it was in the second half, yeah. And that's when we got set back. I mean, when he tried to pass, and then that's when he fumbled, when Mount Sanders fumbled. And we can't have it. He got the rain delay, he pushed it back. And then the defense came out pretty strong, which I think Dallas got the players to play defense. They just got to stop just automatically putting people in. Like, Dante Fowler is a good pass rusher, but he just not setting the edge for nothing. He just, all Jalen want to do is get y'all to come in, he going to break the outside. They just kept doing it over and over and over and over again. Sam Williams, he ain't got that athleticism that he had before the injury, you know, so. But the defense came out in the second half. They played better they played better than the first half, and our offense stalled a lot in the second. But it was really just mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Either holding call or drop pass, a lot of drop pass. You know, CD is my man, you know what I'm saying? And I know I still believe in CD, and I know Dak still believes in CD. And he's a great player. You got to give him the ball, but he'll tell you that. He'll give all those yards and those other catches back for those 2-3 drop passes he had. You know what I'm saying? Those dimes, like even the one that dived, like CD gonna make that kid 10 times, like 9 times out of 10. You know, so all in all, it was a good game, and I feel like Dallas got, as long as Dak stay healthy, we're gonna always be in position to win a game. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to clean up the things. We got to get them young boys in on defense and get some speed out there and get Overshown back from injury and get, some more guys back from injury. And I think defense will be coming. Like I said, we can get from bottom 5 to the middle of the pack on defense. Our offense is going to be good enough to take us where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no Super Bowl, nothing like that. I'm just saying take us wherever we need to be. That's where our offense is gonna take us, because they ain't playing no preseason game. So if they doing this off of not playing preseason game, just wait till they get 2-3 games in and everybody know what everybody supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So Jalen Tolbert, like it's a lot of plays that stick out in my mind. Like Jalen Tolbert when Turpin caught the screen, he made one miss, and Jalen Tolbert just sitting there watching. He's looking at him, the other guy's tackle, instead of blocking somebody. Like I hate looking at that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's just like the person I am to look at those type, like most people might not look at those things and be like, as a point in the game, like where we could have done better. You know what I'm saying? Schoonmaker, like he missed so many blocks. He always missing blocks. It's not just this game. Saying since he been here, he always missing blocking. They always got him on block, inline blocking, like the point of attack blocking. And he's not a good blocker. Again, overshot. Turpin on the kickoff return, his man is the only one gonna stop Turpin from scoring a touchdown. And he literally Turpin cut to the right, and he just let his man go, and he tackled Turpin. Like Turpin don't see him like, as Turpin run, he's seen him getting blocked, and then now you couldn't, and all of a sudden he's not getting blocked, and he hit you. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just small things like that. Those drops are big, man. He had a touchdown drop and 3 first down, like 3 drops that would have been first down chain move. That post at the end of the game, that's a 45-yard drop, you know what I'm saying? And he hit him dead in stride, and he just dropped the ball. Like that ain't what CD do, you know what I'm saying? But I know CD gonna be getting me back, but all in all, it's a good game, man. Shout out to the Eagles, man. You gonna have to beat the Eagles, man. The Eagles good, they good, and so it ain't gonna be no. They turn the ball over 3 or 4 times and you beat them. Like you gonna have to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Even when especially when it's close, you gonna have to beat them. They ain't gonna just give you the game away. But shout out to Eagles, man. They showed why they was the champs, and they bend but they didn't break. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Dallas too, man. It was a good game, man. That's how it's supposed to be, man. The 2 clubs playing, and I feel like both clubs are good, so. Both teams are good, so it's supposed to be games like that. There ain't supposed to be no blowout and it's all sloppy. And even though it was a little sloppy, but it was sloppy enough for the first game, but it wasn't like this overly sloppy game, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was a pretty good game, man. I'm excited for next week, and excited for this weekend for all the rest of the games, and excited for Cowboys next week, man. But it was a good game. Shout out to Dak, man, for always balling. Shout out to CD, man. Shout out to all the guys, man. Shout out to Marshawn Nealon, James Houston, and Kenny Clark. Them boys were playing. They were playing on the D-line. They got to. That's what I say, that we got players. We need to just put them where they need to be. Them guys need to be in the game. Because yes, our run game is bad in the first, but if you watch who was in the game during those times, it wasn't those guys. Leofied linebacker, number 35. He need to be in the game. He fast and he come to hit. You know what I'm saying? So we just got some. They'll go back and look at tape and have film stuff. They'll know they'll be sick and they'll feel like they let it go away. It'll be a long plane ride home, and they'll know they let this game go, and which they should have won. But you wouldn't. This is one of the games I gave them that they wasn't gonna win. So it ain't, it gave me more hope than it did, despair. But you just hate to lose game. You feel like you should have won. But like I said, shout out to them. Shout out to the Cowboys, man. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to everybody. And one more thing. That Michael Parsons stuff, that's all I see. Like that. Michael Parsons not being there didn't do nothing. They gave up less points did now than they did when Michael Parsons was there last year. Like, it's not like come on, man. Like, it's just, like, they just got to tackle, man. Get in position. You got to put a spy. You can't play too high safety on that third and 3 or whatever it was at the end of the game. You can't play too high safety, man across the board. With no spot, like you can't do that. Why you playing 2 high safety? They go deep and catch. They go the game over regardless. But you can't give up a 2 or 3-yard run. You gotta stay with each other. I'd rather have them pass the ball than run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got time to adjust when the ball in the air. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot got to go on to complete passes than it is running the ball for 2 yards. You know what I'm saying? But the corners play good because a lot of times, them boys was locked up. Our pass rush wasn't getting. We had a little bit of more pass rush. It'd have been a lot better on defense in the first half because the corners was locking up. See, Trayvon and Bland, Kyrie Elam got beat on the long back, but he played pretty good outside of that. You know, he just had a foot speed to stay with John Dotson. But once we get other guys back, and like I said, put some of them young boys in there, man, let them get a shot. We ain't got nobody really on our defense outside of Trayvon, Bland, Clark, Osa. Really, after that, it's everything's up for grabs, man. So we just gotta see who can play, see who can help the defense out. Well, it's not like defense where just about every spot. I mean, like I feel with just about every spot is locked. Defense is wide open. Let the young boys play. They got them in there, but it was just too late. It's just like they played them earlier. I think our defense would have fired Miller, but defense played bad in the first half, but they showed a little promise second half, so we'll see if they can run it over the next week and follow up the second half instead of the first half. But man, shout out to everybody